Hello. I'm so far behind with this Nature's Remedies journal. So I was playing around with some paper bag pockets yesterday. So I've just thought I'd come in really quickly, because they are very quick to make, just a couple of different pockets for the journal. Now, I got these from my friend Vicky. They're little Glassine bags, and they've got a bit of a cut down section at the back, which is quite cool, because you've got a nice little you don't have to put your own little notch in there. So these are really simple. It is I have been really having a lot of fun the last few days, thanks to Andrea, and I'll come on to that in a moment. So what I've done is I've cut out a couple of strips of a piece of the trifold from the kit, and my my mat's upside down, so it's just about just over 5 centimeters, and I've just folded that in half. So obviously there's going to be a little bit of inking in this, but I'm going to keep it as quick as I can. I'm going to ink this bit and this bit. I'm not going to ink the bottoms because I need to cut it to size. This is going to just reinforce the bag to go into our ring bound journal, and Wendy has some excellent examples in her video. I'm also going to just ink this up a little bit. Now, because it is kind of a glassine bag, the ink doesn't stay brilliantly, you know, it some of it will rub off, but some of it will stay. So what I'm gonna just do is have a little bit of pop a little bit of glue along the bottom of this. So I mean, this is not a tutorial by any means at all. I am just simply crafting, and you're coming along with me if you're watching. That's really bad. There we go. Okay, so I'm working on so the little notch is at the back, so I'm working like that. Now what I want to do is put this on here. I'm gonna line it up in the middle, and I'm just going to overlap a little bit. Okay, I'm not going to glue all the way to the edge. So to start with, I'm just going to use my bag as a little guide, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue along there and just pop this down. So just overlapping that slightly. And now I'm just gonna glue this into place, and this just gives me some reinforcement for the rings, but it also allows me to keep more of that bag in use. And I've got some new messy scissors, small ones and large ones. Where are they? Here they are. So I'm just going to trim off the top and the bottom, and then just ink both sides of that. And the good thing about Glassine bags is the glue is really easy to get off if you get your glue everywhere. Now, I keep being asked about my glue bottle, and this was a gift from Laurel. It's absolutely fantastic, but I mean, I have actually ordered one as a backup, because now I've used this, if anything happens to it, I'm going to be devastated. But it's going to take about a month and a half to get to me, because it is only available in the US. It's a Sugar Bell. Sweet Sugar Bell, and as far as I know, it's an icing bottle. So for those of you that ask, it came from the US, and that's the bottle. And you know, this is one of my favorite ever gifts, Laurel. It's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so really simple. I have got an image. I've had to cut this down, but it's an image from the kit, because I did print it to size, and then I've lost it. I don't know what I did with it. I've got a piece of vintage tablecloth in a yellow colour. I've got a little scrap of lace, a little scrap of fabric, and I need a brad. So this is super, super simple. So the first thing I'm going to do is just ink around my fabric. So that's ready. I've already inked around here, and of course I've got bits of fabric everywhere now, so that's good. Now I'm going to lay my lace over here. Don't mind if I overlap it very slightly. I'm just going to put, it's a shame because I cut it so the nature word showed, and now I'm covering it up anyway. And I'm just going to pop that down there. And I'm going to take my fabric and I'm just going to fold it so both pieces are patterned. And I've just made like a little bannery shape with that, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue there and stick that into place. Now I've got room to lift up here and move here. I've only put one blob of glue over here because I'm going to sew round here, but I need this in place first. So I'm just going to do that. Grab my awl. I'm going to put a little hole in here. And then I'm going to put in my little brad and open that up. Like I said, this is super, super quick, super, super easy. Okay, so I have that. Now I'm turning this over. I've cut this fabric just a little bit bigger than my image. Now I'm going to glue. Ooh. Okay, so while the glue is drying, this was the image. It was one of the double journaling cards from the kit. So what I'm going to do is for the back of this, I'm just going to tear, just to give it a bit of a torn edge look, tear the back of this. I'm hoping to do a second video today because I've actually decorated the cover on one, so I'm going to decorate the cover on the other. Hopefully we'll get that done today. But there is a second envelope, a second bag, but you know, we're only 8.5 minutes and we've almost finished the first one, so that's good. It's good going for me. It's because I made a couple last night, so I knew exactly what I wanted to do. So we'll glue the back of that. Ooh. And this will just go on there. So it gives a little bit of extra writing space, because obviously you can write on this too. Plus there'll be a tag eventually in the pocket. Okay, so that's the back. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a zigzag stitch around the edge of this, and like I said, I've left plenty of room for me to move the lace out of the way, and I'm also going to put a zigzag stitch down there. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. There we go, so that's all done, and I'm going to glue around the stitching. And I've found that these particular Glassine bags, the Fabri-Tac does actually glue. I've had some Glassine bags that have had quite a heavy wax coating, and I haven't really been able to glue them. So most of those I've taken apart and sewn back together or sewn onto. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on there like so. Okay, and I'm going to do the same as I've done with the other elements, and I'm going to use my cover to make my holes and put my eyelets in, but obviously we don't need to do that because we've done that on a couple of the other videos. So I'm going to make that look a little bit more tatty, but I'm really happy with that. I think it's super cute. I love this design. So I'm going to show you quickly the second envelope I made. Pretty similar, another image from the kit. Okay, this time I'm going to, I've got a few little elements here. I've got a piece of vintage lace. I've got a tab, some cheesecloth, and a piece of muslin. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to back the image with my cheesecloth, and then I'm going to back that with the muslin. And then I'm going to sew around that and add the tab. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this up and add some music. So both of my bits are done. I forgot to mention that on this one I'm putting the notch at the back because this is slightly longer than the other piece, so it needs to go over here. So what I'm going to do is glue the back of the image panel, and once it's in place I'm just going to put a tiny dab of glue where the lace will overlap. I know a lot of people enjoy being able to see through the Glassine bags. I actually like the sound and the feel of them, so I'm okay with covering most of the Glassine bag up in this case. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little dab of glue here. I say a little, that was actually bigger than I planned, and a little bit here. Okay, now I've still got to add the holes there, which I will do after I have finished, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add an eyelet to my tab because I'm going to hang one of the marvellous inventions from, well, I say invention, the ideas of the wonderful Artie Mays. So I'm going to pop the hole in fairly close to the bottom and then add my eyelet. And I think anybody who watches Andrea or is in her Facebook group will know what I'm talking about, her numbers. So I've been kind of working overtime on Andrea's numbers. I made some of my own, which I also shared in my group and Andrea shared in hers, because I wanted some 1-inch circles that I didn't have to cut out because I was lazy, and some square ones. But these are absolutely fantastic, and Andrea has the freebie printout for these in her Facebook group. So what I've done is this was one of my originals, and I used what's it called? Glossy accents on these. I don't know if you can see. There we go. But these recent ones I did. That's not one of the. This one. This one, my heat tool exploded. This is the ultra thick embossing powder, which just worked so well. And I've backed mine using Angie's idea and the metallic tape, and then I've added a bit of alcohol ink to the back of these just to give them a bit more of an effect. But I just think they are fabulous, and it's Andrea's fault that I'm so far behind, because if she hadn't have come up with that idea, I've just been if it's not moving, I've embossed it the last few days. Right, so I'm going to add one of my numbers, one of Andrea's brilliant numbers, to that envelope. So that is not envelope. It's not even an envelope, is it? It's a bag. See, this is what happens when I don't do a video for a while. I just get all tongue-tied. I can't talk and I can't think straight. So that's my two little bag pockets to go into the Nature's Remedy journal. Like I said, I'm hoping to come pretty much straight back. Obviously it won't be straight back to you because it's going to take some time to edit, but I want to get the cover done for this one. So I will get the holes in, and I will be back at some point today with another video. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care and stay safe. Bye.